the qualifiers. So let's go to the African zone of the qualifiers. Let's take a look. 5 tickets on offer. It's going to be a 2-legged affair. It's the playoffs. So let's quickly bring it to you. That's it on your screen. A lot has been said about Ethiopia and Nigeria, so let's just leave this. We hope that the Super Eagles will do their job. But for me, the 2 games that I think everyone would love to see, Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal, and of course, Ghana taking on Egypt. Let me start with Telema. Ghana, Egypt. I don't know. It's, you would have loved to have both teams at the World Cup, but sadly, we just have to pick one.
It's been a good time for Egypt so far.
They've
actually made a comeback, and it's actually looking really good for them under Bob Bradley. It's actually a tough one, but nonetheless, as in it's already Ghana is actually asking of FIFA to actually have a change in venue for in the game in Egypt, in Cairo on Tuesday.
Okay.
Now, Egypt actually moved the match to a military stadium in view of security concerns, okay, which at least they actually show that concern for the welfare and security of the Ghanaians. However, it's a very, very big one that actually looks very dicey, and Egypt, for me, actually looks the one that will actually go through from this.
Okay, Tonte, let's quickly talk about Cote d'Ivoire. There are other matches there, Ethiopia and Nigeria. I mean, we said a lot already. Burkina Faso and Algeria. Maybe experience can make it for Algeria. Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, very key. I mean, both countries richly endowed. Of course, Tunisia and Cameroon, Ghana and Egypt. But I'll allow you to comment on Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal.
Oh, to start with, this involves 2 francophone countries in West Africa, and it's almost like a West African derby. And you have teams whose fans are deeply passionate about the national team. Then again, you now look at the fact that the makeup of each team. For Senegal, for example, you don't have the likes of Dembaba, who's not been playing regularly at Chelsea. Then you have Cote d'Ivoire, who have recalled
the old guard,
Didier Drogba and other Kolo and generally the old guard back into the fold. So it's while yes, we look at it that it's going to be a tough one, but at the same time, I think in my own view, I would want to give it to Cote d'Ivoire because they say they are ready. They want it. I'm not saying that Senegal do not want it more, but they want it more. They have that makeup. Their guys are doing well at.
They've underachieved in recent times.
Yeah, they've underachieved that, so they need to move ahead.
Okay, let's move over to Europe now and take a look at some matches that will be played today in the European scene. We know that England, always in the news, will be playing Montenegro. But what you have on your screen, surprise package so far in Group A for me is Belgium. Croatia will take on Belgium. Denmark will take on Italy. The Italians do have a chance to qualify if they win. The Netherlands, as the Orange Boys, of course, will take on Hungary. And Germany, 3 points here today when they take on Ireland, and they are through.
Yeah. A very interesting outing for them. I think one I actually really want to point out is the fact that Denmark, Italy has already qualified, the first European side to have qualified. Definitely, Denmark would actually want to come out strong, but Italy would really want to actually ensure that at least they show to viewers that our qualification has not been a fluke. Okay. Interestingly, as in through the qualifiers, they've actually won all their games. But international friendlies, they've lost all games. But then, notwithstanding, Italy actually looks good for this.
Okay, 11 teams will qualify, the winners. Then you're going to have the people that placed second, best runner-ups, and they're going to have something like the playoffs, like in the Africa. But for the teams placed second. Okay, these are some of the matches that will be played, but a whole lot of other matches that you didn't get to see on screen will be played. But we just thought you should listen to the England manager, Roy Hodgson, this morning. I mean, he's been lampooned, criticized. A lot has been said about the manager, but he's still going on strong, still on top of the group that has Ukraine. So let's listen to England manager, Roy Hodgson, on the show this morning, and we'll come back for more on Sports This Morning.
We've never discussed not qualifying. You know, within the camp, we are convinced that we are a good team. We are convinced that we are good enough to qualify, and with 2 home games to come, we're convinced that we will do the job. So words like fear or anxiety or concern haven't really crossed our minds, or certainly haven't crossed our lips. We consider all things. I think we take the job quite seriously, and we look at all our options. The important thing is to make certain that we attack very well, but on the other hand, we need to be careful. You know, it would be more difficult task for us if we are adopting a gung-ho approach and suddenly we find ourselves a goal to 0 down. That will complicate the task enormously. But I'm very confident that the team I've got to work with here, that they'll strike the right balance between attacking and defending, and that we'll cause Montenegro plenty of problems with our attacking play, but at the same time we'll be hopefully as difficult to score against as we were in the Ukraine.
Well, guys, does this sound convincing? Tonte, does this sound convincing? This man has been criticized so much, but seems to get the job done. But, you know, a lot of fans in England feel they could be doing more.
Well, yes, they could be doing more in terms of their playing, in terms of how they move the ball, how they hold it back, and how they also attack the ball when their opponents are with it. However, one thing the English fans should also be satisfied about and happy about is the fact that at least their last 2 games they've won. They've come up winning the games, and they've gotten a result. Yes, they may be about 1 point ahead of Ukraine. Nevertheless, I think if going into their game with the encounter with Montenegro this evening, two things they want
the last 2 matches will be played at home.
To be played at home, that's to start with. So it's in their favour. Then again, they want to emphasize holding on to the ball and passing it, giving it short passes.
Okay, let's move to the South American zone. We picked out 4 matches for you. Let's quickly take a look at that. Some matches that will be played over the weekend. And, well, Colombia take on Chile, Ecuador take on Uruguay, Venezuela take on Paraguay, Argentina will take on Peru. Argentina, a lot of injuries, a lot of injury worries for Argentina. But tell them, let's quickly run through this. Colombia and Chile, Ecuador and Uruguay, Venezuela and Paraguay, Argentina and Peru. Which are the likely teams to pick the ticket?
Argentina is definitely going to pick the tickets. Paraguay actually look it, and okay. Colombia as well. Uruguay actually find themselves in a very dicey situation at the moment, but then again they actually still look good, and possibly if players are actually up on the table, they actually just might nip one through this, but it's not likely they will pick an automatic ticket.
Okay.
After this outing.
Okay, let's move on to the papers on the show this morning. We're really pressed for time, so we just have to be fast for the papers this morning. All right, Sporting Live, our first point of call. NFF rights of Addis Ababa pitch. That's the Nation, the Sporting Live. This Friday, NFF rights of Addis Ababa pitch says it does not befit African champions. Okay, it's a status issue now. All right. Comments from Olise, Ethiopian coach among the best. Keshi thumbs up NFF's preparation. Okay, this and a whole lot more you can get from Sporting Life this lovely Friday morning. Okay. Other stories: Battle of Addis Ababa. Moses calls for total focus, and that story is on page 15. Next paper, Sports Day. 263 Nigerians storm Ethiopia. Single charter plane flies delegation. NFF advanced party makes proper plans. EFA denies threats against visiting fans. I hope our fans, Super Eagles fans will not be maltreated, and some of the things we saw will not happen. And I'm fit to play. That's coming from Shola Amiri. It's been rumored that he's injured, so the young man is saying I'm free to play. Mba 6 revival chance. That's what happens to you when you don't get to play regularly. So he needs to get his future sorted. Yeah. So that's it on Sports Day for today. Rooney takes swipe at Fergie. Okay, and our last paper for review this morning, Complete Sport. A whole lot of stories, reviews for the African qualifiers and comments attributed to some of the key players, the coach, and some of our star players. But the lead story this morning, Mikel assures Nigerians will deliver 2014 World Cup ticket. That story is on page 14 of today's Complete Sports. And soon that be sure, victory is not negotiable. That story is on page 14. So don't expect the Ethiopians to just roll over. They will definitely give us a fight. Okay, so that's it for the paper. But quickly, guys, this morning let's quickly switch to tennis and talk about Roger Federer. I don't know, should he call it quits? Is it the end? Is it just a slump? Is it going to be temporary? Is he going to pick himself up? Especially when you look at Serena Williams, in spite of her age, still dominating. So let me start with Tonte. As we wrap things up this morning, is it the end of the road for Roger? Should he just, drop the racket and wave goodbye?
I don't think it should. It is the end for him. Neither should I think it should be the end, because I think I want to take a cue from a one-time great, Rod Laver from Australia. He says that he played very well, just like he played in his 20s. So he feels that it could be a question of adrenaline. It could be a state of his mind. We should keep in view the fact that Roger Federer had already said while entering this year that this year may not go well. So he's anticipated it. However, he expected to put in some good performance while looking ahead to 2014.
Okay, let's allow you see how Roger Federer fared in Shanghai. He lost to Gael Monfils and the things he had to say after that match.